It is a sacrifice, but you know what? It's a sacrifice well worth it. So I recently passed the PMP exam, and I figured I would share some of my tips and tricks that work for me on this journey. So as you know, PMP stands for Project Management Professional, which is a globally recognized certification that is administered by PMI, which stands for Project Management Institute. So before applying to sit for the exam, there are a couple of requirements that you have to have. So one is actual project management experience, or let me say verifiable project management experience, and the second is a 35-hour mandatory course. So depending on your level of education will make a difference of how many hours of project management experience you have to have. Now, I don't want to misquote or say the wrong thing, so I would highly suggest that you check out PMI's website on those details. But just know that if you have a 4-year degree, then the amount of project management experience you have to have is lower than if you do not have a 4-year degree. All right, so for me, I did my 35-hour mandatory course with Skillsoft management, and that was offered through my employer. But don't worry, if your employer is not paying for this, you can take any PMI approved course. Now, in all honesty, I took my 35-hour course about a year out before I actually sat for the exam, because in my personal opinion, I feel that most of your prep for the exam is really going to come down to reading, practice exams, and just reviewing. So pick one that works for you and your budget and move on. First book that you want to use on your journey is the PMBOK Guide. This is the Bible of project management. This book came along with this other book, Agile Practice, and put together. This is a power tool. Some people only use these two things when they're studying. Me personally, I could not. I found the book to be rather dry and rather boring. I used PMBOK as my reference when I was going over exams or missed questions or areas that I was kind of stuck in. That's when I really used the PMBOK Guide. In addition to PMBOK, I use this exam prep book, which is called PMP Exam, How to Pass on Your First Try by Crowe. This was a lifesaver. Basically, it broke down the PMBOK in an easy way that I could understand it. As you see, I really dived into this book. Unlike PMBOK, I read this book from front to back 2 times. I would suggest you do that as well with any exam prep book that you decide to go with. I purchased the bundle. So with the bundle, it came with this book. It came with this really cool quick guide reference pamphlet. It has all my 49 processes, my inputs, outputs, tools and techniques, the 10 knowledge areas, and the formulas. What I really like about this, that is lightweight. So I do a lot of traveling, and sometimes when I don't want to pack the book, this really works out. Really works out for me. In addition, in that same bundle, he includes an Audible. So it's just basically a conversation about project management. He goes over all the 10 knowledge areas, all the 49 processes, and a really easy way to just take it all in. I really found that really useful when I took the train, I was in the gym, I was driving. It was just really cool to listen to and really easy, and regardless if I was just like cooking, anything like that. Also in the same bundle, he provides flashcards that you can download on your phone, so it's really easy to take on the go. So that's what really worked. In addition, each chapter in this book has a wrap up of 25 questions for quizzes, and also a 200 question practice exam. Now, I will state that the quizzes and exams offered by Crowe are a bit harder than the actual PMP exam. So I took about four practice exams. I started off in the low 50s, but I kept getting better and better and better. By the time I took my fourth exam, I was scoring in the mid 70s. So I felt pretty confident. I would suggest 5. That's just my personal experience, but time got in my way, so I only took 4. What I used for my practice exams, I did use Andy Crowe again. So in addition to what he offers in this book, online on, I believe it's Velocity, he offers 3 practice exams. I took 2 of the 3 that he offered. I scored super low on his practice exams, but what I did is I just reviewed what I got wrong, and it worked out for me. In addition to Andy's practice exams, I took Oliver Lehman's, sorry if I mispronounced his name wrong, Oliver Lehman's 100-question quiz, and then I also purchased PrepCast exam bundles, and that comes with about 1,600 questions. You can break them up as quizzes, or you can take them as full 200 question exams. I would highly recommend getting that. So exam day, my two top tips would be to 1, get there early. If you can actually go by the day before and kind of see where the exam site is, that would be great. But if not, definitely get there early. It will help bring down the stress and anxiety that exams tend to bring on. The second thing would be to make sure to pace yourself on that exam. For me, when I took the exam, anxiety kicked in and I was nervous, and I literally only answered 30 questions in the first hour, and you only get 4 hours to answer 200 questions. So I really pushed through, but luckily for me, I was able to pass on my first try. One quick thing to mention, that on exam day, you will be given sheets of paper, not this color, but something like this, and this is where you will do your brain dump. So brain dump is basically offloading all the information in your head and putting it on a sheet of paper so you can reference during the exam. I came to find out that I only referenced it once for one thing, but you know what? It's really good to just have that there so you don't get tripped up while you're taking the exam. So my study time was about 4 months, and being honest, that is more than enough time to study for the PMP. I work a full-time job and I travel, and I'm doing all kind of sort of things at any given time, but 4 months was more than enough time. There were days that I didn't even open my book, and I just made up for it on the weekend. But if you have a 9-to-5 job and you have kids and you're married, I would definitely suggest that you stick to a schedule and at least study about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. But more importantly, I would suggest really looking at your outcomes. So I would say for a given week, if you set a goal of, hey, I want to get through 2 chapters, no matter how many hours that takes, your goal should be to get through 2 chapters. At first, when I started doing, let me just study an hour a day or 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, I didn't really find that much progression in comparison to when I was like, okay, let me clear 3 chapters this week, or let me go through 1 full exam this week. So kind of test it out, see what kind of works for you. But like I said, 4 months is more than enough time to study and pass this exam. There are a plethora of free resources that are out there, and we all know YouTube University, and I am a proud student of YouTube University. There are a lot of very knowledgeable people out there dropping videos on what worked for them and what didn't work for them. I would highly suggest check them out. You can learn a little bit from everybody. In addition, I would definitely check out LinkedIn Learn. There is a PMP prep course that's about 6 hours, hosted by a lady named Linda. Please forgive me if I mispronounce her name. And also there is a LinkedIn group titled I Want to Be a PMP. In that group is just a plethora of knowledge, people that have been in the project management industry for years from different sectors, engineering, healthcare, government, fashion, just all kind of people. In addition, they post exam tips, industry news. You can make some really good connections. So I would definitely suggest checking that out. If you did take the exam and you failed on your first try, it's okay. And you failed on your second try, it's okay. You can do it. Just go back to the drawing board, kind of figure out where your weaknesses are, review those areas, and keep taking practice exams. So regardless if you are thinking about becoming a certified project manager or you are currently on your journey to becoming a project manager, I would definitely say keep going, stay encouraged. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. So let me know what you think. Click like, share the video, and good luck.